about disposable coffee cups. So I made the swap to a reusable coffee cup about a year ago, and I talked about that in my first video, the basics. But what I've noticed is that there still seems to be a lot of confusion around the topic, and I've had a few questions about it, so I wanted to specifically cover it here. So when we think of, the usual generic disposable coffee cup, we picture a cardboard cup with a plastic lid, right? And you go, oh well, if you can recycle the top, because that's completely made of plastic, and you can recycle the bottom because it's completely made of cardboard, right? Well, wrong. So that cardboard is made of cardboard, yes, but it also has, in order to not leak, it has a lining of plastic around it. And that's the problem, because it's a mixture of plastic and paper. We can't recycle it, well, not easily. It's really hard, and we don't actually have any effective facilities in Australia right now. What I see a lot of is people trying to put them in the recycling because they think they're recyclable. And what we really need to do is we need to take the lid and put that in the recycling, and take the cardboard and put that in the landfill if you're disposing of that. Otherwise, you're just going to taint the recycling. And the more that we taint our recycling, the more likely we lead to contamination, and then the whole lot just goes straight into landfill. The other types you have is you've got the compostable, and I say compostable, and the biodegradable. So the compostable ones are made of materials that are theoretically compostable. That doesn't mean you can just put it in landfill and it'll break down, unfortunately, nor can you put it in your home compost. It really needs the high temperatures that you get in industrial composting to work. And I've looked, and I can't find a way to do that in Australia effectively. So it's not really a realistic option for us right now. You also have your biopack ones, or those biodegradable ones. Now, in theory, the way they work is they've got the cardboard on the outside, and then they have an oil-based lining instead of the generic plastic lining you would see. And in theory, these should break down over time. They're a lot more expensive, and we're not 100% that they work. And there's also the responsible cafe movement. So now there's a website. I think there's over 1,600 cafes on it. And these cafes have either pledged to discount your coffee if you use a reusable cup, or they've gotten rid of disposable coffee cups altogether, which is fantastic. But yeah, so try not to put your disposable coffee cups when you do use them into recycling, because it's not constructive. And when it suits, try and use these. The final point I want to make is making a plastic coffee cup or a glass coffee cup takes resources too. So roughly, every cup's different, but roughly you need to use this at least 20 times before you make up the fact that it took more energy to make this cup than it does to make a disposable coffee cup. But after those first 20 times, you're home in a hose. And given that we know that something like the average Australian uses 600 coffee cups every year, you'll make a pretty big difference pretty quickly. It's pretty sobering to think that every coffee cup that you've ever drank from not only still exists, but will outlive you. Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to comment any thoughts or questions below, or email me directly. No change is too big or too small. Everything counts. See you tomorrow.